smooth Tuesday. A scintillating Saturday afternoon to everyone. How are you all doing? Can we give a round of applause for all of us that we made it to the contest here on a Saturday afternoon? Thank you very much. I'm Sriram Vasudevan, contest Toastmaster for the afternoon, and I welcome you all to the Whampoa Toastmasters International Speech Contest, Table Topics Contest, and Evaluation Contest 2023-24. May I request you all, please turn off or put your mobile phones in silent and all the electronic devices in mute, so that we have our 100% to the stage. Thank you very much. There is a small change in the program sheet that we have already highlighted. After the international speech contest, it will be evaluation speech contest, followed by table topics contest. I would like to introduce the crucial pieces of today's great Lego in making, the appointment holders for today's contest. A round of applause for Chief Judge Toastmaster Sergeant John and the panel of elite judges. We have our Sergeant at Arms, Shaman, Toastmaster Shaman, and also helping out we have Toastmaster James. Our tally counters for the day. Salva, Toastmaster Salva Ali Khan. And Toastmaster Seng Chiang Chua. To keep us all grounded on time, we have timers Toastmaster Ray and Toastmaster Deepshikha. The winners from each format of contest will represent Whampoa Toastmasters and the area Yuva International Speech and Table Topics Contest to be held on 24th February at AC Place Community Club, which is just adjacent to Woodlands MRT station. If the first place winner is unable to attend, like happens, the second place winner or alternate will speak in their place. We shall begin the first segment, the international speech contest segment. Then we shall continue with the second segment, which will be evaluation speech contest segment, and the third segment will be the table topics speech contest segment. The purpose of the international speech contest is to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as encouragement to all, to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the most proficient. I think I should change this with most proficient looks very out of place. The more proficient speakers who are benefited from their Toastmasters to be eligible to complete each contestant must be a member in good standing of Whampoa Toastmasters Club, and Whampoa Toastmasters Club itself should be in good standing. And each contestant must have completed at least 6 projects in the completed communication manual, which has gotten oxalated now, or level 2 of any part of Toastmasters pathways prior to the club contest. Chief Judge, I have verified the eligibility of all the 4 prepared speech contestants. They have paid their dues well, and Whampoa is in good standing, and they have met these eligibility requirements. All contestants will speak from the same platform. Please bound yourself by the table, that is from here till here. Protest. Wow. Everywhere, wherever democracy is there, right? Will be limited to judges and contestants. Any protest shall be lodged with the chief judge or to yours truly prior to the announcement of the winner. All decisions of the judges are final and abiding. As contest Toastmaster, I have briefed the contestants on the contest protocol. Everyone has been provided a copy of the contest protocol, and the speaking order has been randomly selected using random.org, and the speaking order for each format of the contest has been shared in the appropriate WhatsApp chat groups for your kind peruse. The speaking order for the international speech contest are: the first speaker will be Toastmaster Srinivasan Sohel Kasinathan. The second speaker will be Toastmaster Sanjeevan Balan. The third one will be Toastmaster Ruth Lavrina. And the fourth speaker will be Toastmaster Alicia P. Chia. Please note that the taking of photographs during the speeches is not permitted, and live photography definitely not. We don't want to distract the speakers. And no one will be allowed to leave or enter the room during the speech. If there is something you need to attend as an emergency, please do so during the 1 minute of silence, which succeeds every speech. All speeches for international speech contest, I will be announcing the contestant name, title of speech, and the contestant's name. Let's go for a trial. It will be like Sriram Vasudevan. Why did I sign up for being a contest chair? Why did I sign up to be a contest chair? Sriram Vasudevan. And it will be silence. Thank you. All speeches shall be 5 to 7 minutes. Contestants who speak less than 4 minutes 30 seconds or more than 7 minutes and 30 seconds will be disqualified. Timing will begin with the contestants' first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. A standard speaking time sequence: 5 minutes, a green light will be shown, a green card, which will stay put for 1 minute. A yellow light will succeed at 6th minute and remain up to 1 more minute. Red light will be shown at 7 minutes and remain up till the speech is concluded. Till the speaker decides that it's time for me to stop. No audible device or such as buzzer shall be used for the overtime period. The timing cards are clearly visible to the contestant and they have been confirmed during the setup of the team. In case of any technical failure of signal, a speaker is allowed 30 seconds extra overtime before being disqualified. Please note that this contest is entirely physical and all the participants are competing from the venue. There will be 1 minute of silence after each contestant for judges to mark their ballots. When the final contestant finishes speaking, we will request for all to remain silent. All the judges are marked their ballots and tally counters are collected the ballots. So the moment is here. Chief Judge, are your judges ready?
Yes.
Timers, are you ready?
Yes.
Are the contestants ready?
Yes. Yes.
Is the audience ready?
Yes.
Yes. And yes. So audience is ready. I'm ever ready. Let the contest begin. Before that, may I request our SAA or Toastmaster to please switch this off. As it is said in the word of Harry Potter. Any Harry Potter fans here? Let the contest begin. Contestant number 1. Srinivasan Sohel Kasinathan. Time to recover. Time to return. Srinivasan Sohel Kasinathan.
I don't know how many of you here in this room now are immigrants. How many of you are not originally from Singapore? I am not from Singapore. I am from India. One look at my face, you sure know that. But what I want to tell you is, in life, always there is a moment when we decide whether it is time to return. It was in 2007, I was at almost the peak of my career as a process engineer with GE Plastics, and I had like 24 engineers working under me and about 200 technicians working. So I was like ego trip, right? Everyone has an ego trip. So I was at my ego trip. And it was in June of 2007, and I received a call from my mom. She's in India. And she said, son, it's been very long, I haven't seen you. So can you come down to India? I want to meet you, I want to see you. But I was on my ego trip. So I said, Mom, you think what? Anytime you call me, I just come. No, I don't come. I only come during the school holidays in December when my kids are having school leave back. Then she said, please, I just want to meet you. I didn't go. Then came December, my work commitments. My boss said, you cannot give me leave. So I said, sorry, you can't go. Then it was January 10th, she called me again. She said, you didn't come for Deepavali, you didn't come for the school holidays. Can you at least come for Pongal? Because January 14th is Pongal. It's a very special festival for Tamils. And I said, Mami, I am in a different position. I cannot just anyhow leave the job and come whenever you call. Sorry, next time I can come only in June holiday, but my kids are having school leave. Then I said, okay, fine. Then on 26th morning, around 4 o'clock in the morning, I received a call from my sister. She says, my mom had an heart attack and they're rushing her now to the hospital. I immediately called my boss and said, my mom had a heart attack, I have to leave. So I rushed all the way to Changi. I couldn't get any direct flight to Bangalore. So I took a flight to Sri Lanka, Colombo, and from there I went back again to Bangalore. But by the time I reached there, my mother was home. I had gone alone, my wife and kids were all here because they had school. So I just went there, but I couldn't see my mom alive. I only saw her dead body. So, respected judges, fellow Toastmaster of the day, and friends. Always in life, there is a point when you have to decide, is it time for a return? You have to make the decision. Every one of us here is in the rat race of life and we are running behind something or the other. Every single person here I know has a goal that he or she wants to achieve and she is on the treadmill of life but she's running like crazy. But we need to know when to slow down or when to stop and when to have a plan for a time to return. So now the question you are asking me is what is the time for return? Why do we need to return first and foremost, right? Life is always going forward. Why do I need to plan to return? So you have to think about that. Let me give you a small story. This story is by Leo Tolstoy. I think most of you might have read it or at least heard of it. There was this poor man in the kingdom of the Tsar and he was really very poor and one day the Tsar happened to pass by this man or the villager of this person and he saw the poor man sitting in the roadside crying, so he asked him, what is the problem? Then this guy told the king that I'm very poor, I don't know what to do, I don't have any lands to do farming and all that, so I can't eat daily, every day I'm dependent on somebody else for my daily bread and all that. So the king said, okay, tomorrow you come and meet me, I will help you. So the next day he goes to see the king. And then the king says, okay, he takes him outside the courtyard of the palace and he said, from now you start running. As much as you can run, and you can come back to me by sunset here, all that land you have run through is yours. Okay, so this man decides, okay, fine. He says, now it's already going to be noon. So can I let go today, come back tomorrow at sunrise, and then I will start running. So the king says, okay, your choice. So the guy goes home, he prepares himself really mentally, physically to run, and then next day morning at sunrise, he comes, meets the king. The king and his courtiers are all sitting there in the garden there, and then he starts running. And he starts running and running and running and running, running. About the sun is almost halfway up the sky, and then he looks up, he sees the sun there, but he thinks, some more, if I get 3 more, if I run, I can get some more land, and then I don't have to work for the rest of my life. So he starts running some more ahead. Then the king is sitting there and he's looking at this guy and he said, why is he not trying to return? It's already the midday sun, why is he still running away? And he said, okay, up to him, maybe he can run back faster. So he was getting running, and then after he goes to a very far distance, then he turns and looks back and he says, oh my God, I've come too far. Then he looks at the sun is on the downward trend towards the west. He decides, oh my God, now I have to run back. Then he runs back, runs back, runs back. He comes almost half a kilometer near to the place where the king is there, and then he cannot run anymore. He falls down and he dies. Okay, this is the true story that was written by Tolstoy. So the king goes down with his courtiers, take a look at the guy and says, in the end, this guy only needed a few yards of land. And why the hell was this guy running so long, so far away that he can't even return, right? So, my friends, I want to draw the comparison between that guy and us. Are we running at the point of no return? Are you running away so fast in life that there is no place for you to come back to a place where you have stability? Because life, my friend, is very special. It will let you do what you can do. The true word of independence is what life is giving you because it allows you to do whatever you want. Life doesn't tell you you have to be a honest man. Life doesn't tell you you have to be a good man. Life doesn't tell you you have to go to church. Life doesn't tell you you have to go to the mosque. Life doesn't tell you you have to go to the temple. You can do what you want, but the fruits of what you do is up to you. You will always reap whatever you're sowing, right? So now let us think, are we in that place where we can return back? Are we in that place where we have reached what we want? Because our desires will never end in life. When I first came to Singapore, I was getting a salary of $1,200 and I thought it was too much already. Now I'm getting a salary of about $6,000 and I think it's not enough already. So life is like that, right? So make a point to decide, are we at the point where we need to plan to return? Is it now the time to return? Plan for that return and make sure that you have a plan where you can come back and enjoy whatever you have created, enjoy whatever you have reached. Because without this plan, you cannot do what you want in life. Life is about three X's, my friend. Yesterday is experience, today is experiment, tomorrow is expectation. Use your experience for the experiment to have a better expectation. Over to you, contestant.
A minute of silence. That's Sanjeevan Bharat. A choice, a way to success. A choice, a way to success. Sanjeevan Bharat.
How many of you have desired to be successful in life? Awesome, awesome, thank you. Now, how many of you believe that you will be successful. Right, I saw some of you raising hands, hesitating, but no worries, because my late father used to say, life is short, live it sweet. And then after a few experiences and not so sweet moments, I realized life is short. Live it successfully. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I would like all of you to gently close your eyes. And I would like you to imagine that you are driving down this serene road in your favorite car, which is looking all posh and classy. And you're driving down towards this apartment, which is 2 stories high, and is surrounded by this beautiful garden with beautiful flowers and colorful plants. And not only that, it's right in front of this beach with clear seawater and sparkling seawater. And as you park in front of your bungalow, you enter into your home, and then you hear some giggles. And the giggles are coming from the loved ones, joy of the loved ones. As you hear them happily walking up the stairs to your balcony, you feel this cool breeze coming and touching through your skin. As you feel that, so you walk up to your balcony and you're invited by this comfortable and cozy chair of yours. And in front of the chair is this table with a hot cup of tea and a laptop. As you make yourself comfortable in the chair, you got this coffee or tea, bring it near your lips, and you sit. They sit down, you open your laptop, and you start making donations to all the people and organizations in need. And what's more sweet, you are able to keep aside some money to buy gifts and treat your loved ones without any financial limitations. How sweet is that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, open your eyes. Now, what you just saw was how success may look like, but that is your choice. But the choice I made that night wasn't so sweet. I was at the age of 21 and I successfully graduated from my police training to be an official police officer. I mean, that was my childhood dream, you know, to be a police officer. And then they gave me 7 days of leave before I become a regular police officer. 4 days went by, 3 days was left, and in the first of the 3 days, I received a call. Ring, ring. Hello? Hey, Macha! Want to go to a house party? House party? I wanted to end my havoc days and celebrate my graduation from the police training. Macha, how did that start? But little did I know that that is my life's drastic turning point. I was nearly hanging on the arm of my friend at the HDB flat outside of the 3rd floor. Slowly, but without taking a stairs or without taking a leap, I went from the 3rd floor. Boom! Next moment, I was brought by the ambulance to the hospital, and I was in the intensive care unit, where I was there for about like 1 month, and the doctor figured out that I had a fractured lumbar spine. And on top of that, I had an entire broken right rib which pierced through my right lung and caused massive bleeding. And not only that, I also suffered a traumatic brain injury which affected the nerves of my body. I couldn't give up. No, I can't. So I started putting a lot of effort and went from a wheelchair to walking frame to crutches to one crutch and now to no walking aid. And not only that, during that process, I did my diploma in counseling. And I graduated and I went up further to do my Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology. And I managed to complete that. And now, right now, I am able to change the life of inmates who are in the Singapore prison services by giving them psychology-based intervention. And that was what I wanted to do when I was studying counseling. See, ladies and gentlemen, life was not all success for me. I do face failures. I do make mistakes. I do felt like giving up. But with beautiful people like you around me, I just so rise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, life is short, but live it successfully. Thank you.
A minute of silence for the judges to mark the balance. Contestant number 3, Noor Zafrinda. The difference between listening and hearing. The difference between listening and hearing. Noor Zafrinda.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, judges, contestants. Listen, you know the listening and hearing. Do you know the difference between listening and hearing? When you listen, you are present in the conversation. You listen to your classmate or friend or even your teacher. But when you are hearing, you are not listening and engaging. You are just letting the sentence in one ear and out in the other ear. When you are at home and your mom asks you to do things, you are already busy in your computer. Your mother asks you to do some chores or help. Sometimes you are more engaged in the computer and you are outside talking, just going in from one ear to another ear. Listening is when you actually listen and when you hear, you are just hearing. whatever words or sentences come. You are not actually listening to that sentence. Let me give you a scenario. Well, I am so excited to tell you something. Yes, sir. Okay, so my grandmother was really turning 20 years old. Oh, well, I just said my grandmother was turning 20 years old. What are you doing? Reading that book. You're clearly not listening to me. My grandmother is turning 90 years old, and she has been making a lot of food and desserts. But I am getting worried, and I think that she should go to a nice place and just relax there instead of being in the kitchen and making food and snacks and drinks. As one time she was preparing hot drinks and she almost spilled on herself. She was drinking coffee and tea, but she was not being careful as she's also 90 years old. Friend, are you even listening to me? Yes, I'm listening. Okay, then what did I just say? You said your grandmother threw away the coffee. This is outrageous. You are not even listening to me. I said my grandmother was making the coffee and she could be more careful. In this scenario, there's an example on how the difference is between listening and hearing. When you are listening, you are actually engaging and doing what your friend says. But this friend is so engrossed in the storybook, and he's only hearing what words is coming in. He's more engrossed in the storybook and reading the story. But the story that's coming from the friend is really silent. That's why the friend is not engaging in the conversation at all. Please listen to me. Instead of hearing, then it's a very good scenario at a coffee shop between two friends. Let me ask you, do you listen to your boss or colleague at the workplace? Or do you hear? Example yourself working for the first time and you have a lot on your mind, a lot of stress and a lot of questions if this is the right job that you would like to. You are just sometimes hearing your job, but you need to listen and engage. Whenever you're doing a lot of things and stuff in your workplace, remember to listen to your client and boss instead of just hearing them. I hope that you take this into consideration. Listening and hearing, there is a lot of difference. Hearing is just one ear from another ear, and listening is really engaging and you're actually present with it. And hearing is just a sound along. Thank you.
A minute of silence for their smart balance. Next we have Alicia P. Chia. Happy again. Happy again. Alicia P. Chia.
That was me, cycling back from home after dinner at mom's place. I cycled, I rode over something sharp, and my tire burst. And I lost control of the steering and crashed against the tree. But I emerged unscared, just bumps and bruises. And Jack quickly came to my aid by scolded me. What were you thinking, Alicia? You should have taken public transport instead of cycling back home. And cycling back home is so dangerous. It's your fault. So suck it up. Tolerate the pain. You just have lots of work to do. I listened to him and sucked the pain and filled myself with false positivity. So whenever I felt suffocating with guilt and self-loathing, I would tell myself, you can do it. You can achieve anything. But the issue with false positivity is that it's like this band-aid. You put a band-aid over a gun wound, what you get? So soon enough, I was feeling excessively losing consciousness, inattentive, easily distracted, very stressed, easily irritable, and low energy. And I was no longer the happy-go-lucky Alicia Chia. Jill saw my condition, had too much stress, taking too much burden, worrying too much. And she came to me. Wise words. Alicia, I know you have been through a lot this whole year. You are not meant to be miserable. In fact, the universe wants you to live life to the fullest, a holistic life. But you need to consciously stop and find a new path to bring you back to your peace of mind and work on it. At that moment, it was a deja vu moment for me, as I realized that if I wish to be happy again, then I needed a fresh start to 2024. And now is a great time to get good, firm on my life steering wheel. So I was very mindful of my daily life. Instead of adding more things to it, I decided to switch my life and go for actions that create happiness. So I reignited my passion for playing the saxophone. I played whatever song I liked. I went back to tending my indoor garden. I even integrated my work and housework to release endorphins, the magical happy feelings. And once in a while, I still do silly things like humming, because that will bring me back to a state of happiness and carefreeness. I even slept earlier so that my physical and mental condition will be better. Next, I decided to eliminate what hurts my happiness, my burdens. I was always doing things to others to make people happy. And my whole life was full of burdens. And I denied myself. For instance, when it comes to hosting events, if you guys have come to my home, as a host, I will make sure my home is well decorated. And I will keep putting food to my guests' plates. When one passes over a person, this is good because the guests will feel happy, right? They will feel loved and welcome. But the greater joy is you knowing me and me knowing you. This companionship creates connections and happiness. All this will create memories and experiences that will be your personal narrative as well as identity, so that when you look back in fondness. My dear friends, what will bring happiness and the biggest joy? Is it companionship that will bring you happiness? Is it joy? Is it meaningful relationships? Is it empowering relationships? What matters most is, at the end of the day, it's not your achievements, not your success, but who you are with. When you're with the people you love, you will transform yourself to be just like them. You will invite in the way they live, the way they values, and they will motivate you to act and be like them. Just like the saying, birds of the same feather flock together. So sacrifice the time now and receive the joy of fellowship, and you can be happy again. Back to you.
This was our final contestant, so please remain silent till all the judges are marked their ballots and the counselors are selected all the ballots from the judges. And timers, once you are finalized, please give the timers to the chief judge. Chief judge, let me know once the ballots are. Thank you. This brings us to the end of the first of the three exciting segments. It's 3:23 by the watch. Let's take a small break and we come back at 3:40. 3:40 and we begin the evaluations. Thank you. Just a friendly reminder for everyone, the speaking area is from here to till here. Until you the informal set of please. Thank you.
Yeah, different.
You want to take that the. Start getting back. More path and waiting for us, but it will be 40 and as promised. It will start on time. Welcome back, our second segment, the evaluation the contest. The purpose. The purpose of evaluation contest is to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking ability and to recognize weakness as encouragement to all. Provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training to be that will to be eligible to compete, each contestant must be a member of Whampoa good standing and the club within good standing that has been verified and notified as a club. As contest Toastmaster, I have briefed the contestants on contest protocol and speaking order. I would like to very gently yet firmly reaffirm this is your speaking.
Good reminder.
Friendly reminder. Please contain yourself within the boxes. Here there was one box kept, now that box is gone. It's past and then here also was one. I know that yes, just that everyone should be able to see our performance, right? It's not a solo one-on-one performance for the selected crowd. So please take note of these speaking areas. The speaking order of the contestant has been drawn using random.org by choice randomization, and the order is first contestant Srinivasan Sohil Kasinathan, second contestant Tweety Farm Vinny, Sanjeevan Balan, followed by Noor Zafrina, and the final one is Alicia Felicia. In this evaluation contest, we listen to a test speech by a test speaker who will give a speech of 5 to 7 minutes duration. Timers, may I have your attention, please? Timers. Timers, may I have your attention, please? Yeah. Thank you. A test speaker will give a test speech of 5 to 7 minutes, a standard Toastmaster speech. Contestants may take notes during the speech using their own writing material. That is pens, I will be providing the papers. Okay. At the conclusion of the test speech, contestants will be taken to a separate holding room where you will have exactly 5 minutes to prepare your evaluation. Contestants will hand their notes to the SAA Toastmaster Shaman for safekeeping at the end of this time. All except the first speaker will remain in the room until called upon. Contestants will be handed back their notes immediately before their turn in the evaluation speech. The evaluation speech, a quick trivia. How long is an evaluation? 3 minutes. Yes, thank you. Contestants will be disqualified if they speak less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds. There will be no end time marker being given. Timing will begin with the contestants' first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. Green light at 1 minute will remain up to 30 seconds. Yellow light will be shown at 1.5 minutes and remain up to 30 seconds. Red light will be shown at 2 minutes. Oh, I'm very sorry. That's what happens when I don't think that. No, it doesn't happen. Let me bring my spontaneous side. A standard evaluation at 2 minutes, a green card will be shown, which will stay for 30 seconds, and then a yellow card will be shown, which will stay for another 30 seconds up to 3 minutes. Then a red card will be flashed and it will stay on till the speaker wishes to speak and has a intuition that I must wrap up my speech. Like every contest format, after every speaker has spoken, there will be 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. When the final contestant finishes speaking, we will request for all to remain silent until all the judges have marked their ballots and tally counters have collected the ballots. All the contestants, while going to the holding room, please deposit your more precious than life and in the side table present there. Trust us, we will take more care of you than you would yourself. Till you come back. Okay, all your phones are to be deposited there in that table before you leave. Once you have spoken, you can take your handphones. Please remember to put them inside. And now the moment all we have been sort of waiting for, chief judge, are your judges ready?
Yes.
Are the timers ready?
Yes.
And please give me a 1 minute marker after every speech. Are the contestants ready? Yes. Is the audience ready?
Yes.
Let the show begin again. Our test speaker for today's contest is our very own club member, Toastmaster Haja Zafrullah. He will be giving a speech entitled My Driving Story. Please welcome Haja Zafrullah.
smart device. You are more smart than the students.
Our test speaker. The test speaker wishes himself to be addressed as Zafar to make our life simple. Toastmaster Zafar's test speech will be timed, and at the end of his speech, the timers will give the time taken by the speaker. And for test speaker alone, there will be an end time marker. That is after the 5 to 7 minutes sequencing that we do for standard speech, at 7 minutes 30 seconds, there will be a buzzer, which will be just a thumb by you on the table. Okay, thank you very much. Let's welcome Toastmaster Zafar. Everyone has gotten their vote making papers? Thank you. My driving story. My driving story, Toastmaster Zafar.
My driving story. It started way back when we were in college. Three of us, best of friends, Mohan, Jason, and myself. When we finished college, when we have completed our A levels, we decided just before going to the national service, a life-changing decision. Three of us decided we are going to register for our driving license. Wow! We are almost adult now. We are going to get our own license. But of course, the first step, we need to apply for it, sit for the basic test, the advanced test, before we can get ourselves behind the wheels. That's what exactly we did. We registered for our test, we passed through the test, and the moment came. We got our PDL, Provisional Driving License, which means we can sit behind the actual car, on the actual road, and drive a real car. Not the one in the shopping mall, but on the road. Oh my God, what a moment. We started our driving license, the experience, and our lessons. And we did that for a couple of months. And then the time came for us to take our test. Of the three, Mohan and myself, we were not the most confident. But Jason was different. He was quite confident. It's like, I'm good at what I'm doing. I'm understanding how this whole thing works. You need to look at the rear view mirror, look at the side view mirror, and make sure you focus. All are good. And then the test date. As Emily came, Jason got his test date a couple of days earlier, and mine and Mohan's was a few days later. And we were looking at Jason to guide us, give us the inspiration. He went for his test. Myself and Mohan, we were waiting with bated breath. It's like, how? Has he completed now? Yes, he has completed. And he came over. And I must tell you, this was in the 1990s, where there was no handphone, there was no WhatsApp. You have to come face to face and tell us how I've done. And when he came, he walked in quite coolly because we were at Mohan's house, and he said, I've failed. What? You have failed? But we were looking for inspiration from you, but you have failed? And a couple of days later, it was mine and Mohan's turn to sit behind the wheel, where the examiner was just next to us, giving us emotionals. We couldn't beat him. With fingers crossed, I could hear my heart pumping. I could feel my legs shivering and my arms were trembling. I was so nervous. Years later, I had the same feeling in Toastmasters. But that's a different story. But coming back to behind the wheels, I was so nervous. And I could hardly grab the steering wheel. And my mind was racing towards Jason, who was the confident among three of us, and he failed. What chance for me? And at that very moment, something hit me. Yes, Jason, the most confident among the three of us, failed. What chance? What? Just go for it. Jason said, I failed. We'll do this again. Of course, I can do this again. At that moment, I got grips on my steering wheel. I completed the test, the circuit, and then back on the road. And I was at the waiting area. I was reflecting on what has just happened. And my friend Mohan approached me after finishing his test, and he had a smile on his face while I was looking and staring in the wilderness, reflecting what just happened. My friend Mohan, who was not very confident, had a smile as he approached me. Oh, wow. My goodness. He has done well. So he came to me and happily declared, I have failed. And looking at me, it was quite evident because I was in a very reflective mode that I didn't pass. And he said, don't worry, I mean, Jason and me and you will take it again. At that moment, I took out, I got my driving license. I passed on my first time. Oh, wow. But then again, Jason took the class again, or rather the test again. The second time, he passed. And Mohan took the test again. Second time, he failed. Third time, he went on, he failed. And we were already completing our national service. That was 2.5 years at the time. Our friend Mohan was still struggling to pass his driving license, or rather, to pass his driving and to get his license. And we have started our studies after that. We were at those opportunities driving our own car with our own driving license. Mohan was still attempting to pass his driving. And I must tell you, from what I can remember, probably Mohan set a new record. He took 12 times. And the 13th unlucky time, he passed. But this story about my driving story is not just about my driving story, it is about Mohan's driving story. He never gave up. He persevered. Each and every time he failed, he went on to the next test day. He went on, and the driving story, he drove himself, and finally he got his license. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Driver, could you please notify what the time taken by Toastmaster Zafar?
7 minutes 27 seconds.
7 minutes and 27 seconds. For the contestants to note, the name of the Toastmaster test speaker is Toastmaster Zafar, and he has made a speech on the title My Driving Stories for 7 minutes and 27 seconds. And request FAA to please escort all the contestants out of the room. Everyone, please keep that your smart device in the one of the most safest spaces in the universe today. Take good care of your phone.
I will put.
Yeah.
One of the timer. Yeah, very 5% and 1.5 million.
Yeah, you should compete in that contest.
It's better than me.
Hey, no, I don't say like that. You all learn from each other. You're a veteran in those hunters. How long have you been there? This club, I mean, like ever since it started. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like
It's,
myself and Lawrence.
While the serious business is happening there, let's have some fun moment here.
Yeah.
Now, please come back. I will tell you,
Yeah.
how did you manage to contain your excitement when Mohan is failing and you got your license for the next time?
The inside story, what happened was, Mohan, couple of times he had, those who are from like, law and driving, you know, you hit the curb, immediately failure. Right, when you're reversing and, it goes out of shape, out of sight, especially the pedal, immediate failure. So there's a lot of immediate failure other than the points. During my time, if you hit 20 points, that's the next, you fail. So what happened for me was, after the test, you go in and sit with the examiner. He will like do a quick review. You will give this 2 points for this. When you did the U-turn, you know, you never look at the side mirror, 4 points for this. And then he calculated, it was 20 points. Yeah, it was 20 points. So I failed. And one of the things was like changing lane. Which was like twice, 2.2 points. And what he did was like, he looked at me, he looked at the paper again. So one time enough, and he canceled one of the 2 points, which means I got 18 points. He said, go and get your license back. I was very stunned at that moment, so that's what I was reflecting upon, like, how did I do it? And like, I mean, like, passing this time is not easy. If like my other good friend, because his father had a car, Jason's friend, father had a car, and he would have like observed, I don't know whether, I mean, like he has told like he has driven without license and all. So I will share this in the speech. Okay, so illegal, okay, but I mean, like he had those experience, so it was comfortable. I mean, like for me and Mohan, we didn't have that. But as things happen, I passed first time. I mean, like first he passed the second time, and Mohan went on and on. He's, I mean, like in my speech also, he's a high-ranking police officer. So he's, I mean, like I wouldn't say like he's not stupid or dumb. He's a very intelligent person. But somehow rather,
I really kudos to Mohan's perseverance.
easy.
And somehow it reiterates my belief that 13 is not always unlucky.
Yeah.
It's all a mind game.
But I got double digit. I mean, like on driving. I mean, like even today when we meet, we were always like, because we say like, you know, you didn't take driving, you take piloting. No, because we all go on the road, you all probably in fact apply, that's why you do it.
But I will retract my words on 13 if that 13 falls on Friday. Not today or yesterday, because Friday the 13 you would have heard about that by
Yes, today is 13, right? Today is 13.
If it was yesterday, then my statement would have been different. Thank you so much, Zapu. We have a small token of appreciation for you.
Okay.
For giving a test speech and waiting here to stand the test of all evaluations, which are ensuing. A big round of applause. The correct position, so there's a video. Okay. Okay.
There is someone big.
Oh, yeah, I think something is big. Yes. Thank you, Zafar, and all the guests for the coming. Yes, I am listening to you. Hey, you can just. Yeah. Thank you, Zafar. He knows who to wrong. Yes.
Yeah, you will try piloting. Piloting, I have no idea. First time we yeah, pilot, pilot. You should. Yeah.
How much time has happened? 5 minutes.
Most. I'm driving. Yeah.
14 minutes to निकल गया.
Singapore. Only first time very rare.
Very bad, very bad.
That's why when I heard first time, my mind opened license. I tried 3 times,
Right.
but mine.
Yeah. You know, I mean, like, yeah.
Because I think at that time, I thought you have a quota, one day you can go only
Yeah.
pass filter.
That's right.
So whether you're good or not good, you exceed the quota, you cannot
No,
pass.
I mean, like, to me, I always feel there was like a divine intervention.
So the,
20 still cut, making me pass.
so here is the,
So,
and we have our contestant
Training.
train back.
I think training.
Contestant number 1. Srinivasan Sohyan Kasinath. Srinivasan Sohyan Kasinath.
Distinguished judges, fellow Toastmasters, especially Toastmasters Zafar, good evening, and I'm going to base my evaluation of your speech on the abbreviation of car. Since it was about driving license, so I'm going to use car as an abbreviation. The C would stand for what is competent and clear about your speech. The A would be what was amazing and inspiring in your speech. And the R would be for what is revolutionizing or what can make you rocket your speech to the next level. Okay. So let's start with the C. You started off standing here talking about your driving license. You took us back to about 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So that was very good. And I felt that you were very clear in your mind on what you want to achieve. So you really took us back to those days, and like every adult in Singapore has gone through the experience at least once in his life, right? Maybe those of whom are not like your friend Mohan, would have given up at the first attempt and say, I don't want to drive, I keep a shopper. Okay? But otherwise, everyone has gone through it. So we could relate to you. So that was a good selection of the topic, which is relatable to the audience, so that I think you connected with us immediately there itself. And I think also that your voice tempo and the vocal variety was great. I know we have been watching you speak in this club for so many years, and we know that you're the champ, so it's not a big deal. But I would suggest that there is some improvement, we will come to that later. And the other thing which I was talking about in your speech is like, the speech was very well structured, you know exactly where you wanted to go. You had all the points marked out on your map and you were driving smoothly with no difference or no jerks anywhere, and you were very clear in the path that you were transferring us towards your speech. So that was the suspense build up also was very good. I like the way you built up the suspense, saying that Jason walked up to you with a smile on his face and then said, I failed. And then Mohan comes up and we were all expecting him to have passed because he's also coming to you smiling. So we know that already you said once that he failed. So we were expecting that it's passed this time. But he came to you smiling and then again he failed. Then we know that of course you have to pass, right? Because 2 people already failed, that someone hasn't passed. And then you didn't build up the suspense. You know, you said, I took out my license. You didn't even say I passed. You already had the license in your hand. So that was very good the way you handled the topic. So that was amazing and inspiring. And I also like the inspiration that you gave us in your speech about your friend who took 30 attempts to get his license, but he never stopped trying. Those of you from India, you know that there was one guy called Mohammed Tazni who attacked India about 17 times before he captured the area where he was attacking and he became the ruler of India in those days, right? So he took 16 attempts and he failed every time, and the 17th attempt he came and he won. So that part of your story where Mohan got it at the 13th attempt. And I like the way you had built up the story that 13 is an unlucky number, but your friend got his license there after the 12. So that was fantastic, right? So one more thing was the timing was fantastic. You were really correct on about 7 minutes 27 seconds. So I appreciate that. And I wish that you do better in the next piece. Thank you. Back to you.
Will you talk silence from the judges after that? Contestant number 2, Willie Farm Willie. Willie Farm Willie.
Absolutely, everyone, especially our speaker, Saka. Thank you so much for sharing your interesting driving story to us. This is a very good story. You have a very good speech structure, easy for us to follow. I follow you all the way because you are really doing an amazing job in your vocal variety to make the story really alive and then make the story so interesting. He's doing a very good demonstration for us to how to deliver a perfect way to tell a story. You in the story, he's using different tones and control the voice of the speech to make us have a different feeling of the different result of your driving body as well. So the contrast of the reaction and the result make me laugh out. I believe everyone will capture this moment. So and you will have a very good eye contact with each other because I saw you watching. And the body language is very good because you're moving here and there and have a very good gesture. But I have a little suggestion for your whole story for a speech. You can improve the usage of the stage because for just now I noticed you only stand in the center of the stage. You didn't move left or right because this stage is quite big and different audience in different corners. So even you have some eye contact with maybe some of us, the stage you should also improve the usage of the stage. And from the story, I really impressed for your driving body. Mohan, he never give up after 13 times of trying and finally get his license. I also got my license after 4 times. So, but he's doing an amazing job. I don't believe I can really track up to 13 times. So at the end of your speech, I think you can improve more on the summary, the conclusion, because this is an interesting story, but you have to bring that home more positive way or some of the meaningful idea of our life. Like for example, you can look up. It's not only for the driving license, it's also for our lifestyle. And you need to have a positive thinking and need to always be positive and never give up. Because in the life, you might easy to face a lot of challenge and obstacle. So whenever you don't give up, you will always get your whatever you want. So I think if all these suggestions, the next speech will be delivered better. Summary, just to give you a summary. Actually, you are very good speaker, who had given a very wonderful story for us. Thank you so much for sharing, and I really learned a lot from this never give up story. Thank you so much.
A minute of silence for the judges to mark the minutes. Sanjeevan Balan. Sanjeevan Balan.
My driving story. Your driving story was an awesome story. Thank you very much for sharing with us your driving story, right? So I'm actually going to evaluate you or going to give you feedback based on this hamburger concept. So I'm going to put the good part, the good red in front, on top, and then the patty, which is our favorite part, but maybe the not so healthy part in the middle. And I'm going to wrap it up with another piece of good bread. Is that right? Thank you. Okay, so just want to share your driving story was humorous. It captured the attention of myself, and I believe every one of us. Thank you so much. And it was very comfortable with the audience. So you did an awesome job, once. So your story, my driving story, was relatable. The content which you shared was related to what the title was, and that is very good. And the gesture, yeah, oh my God, there was a lot of gestures. You really emphasize certain points, certain words, especially you say, when you took the driving license, or before you take the driving license, you took the driving test, right? It was like you and your friends, we were actually in the actual car, we were on the actual road, was emphasizing that. I couldn't do better than you, so you did a great job. And apart from emphasizing, you gave a good eye contact to every one of us. And the tonality went up and went down. So I think that was also good. And aside from that, the expression, I remember this part. What? You have failed? Wow. That is classic. Right, thank you. And so I think these were some good points. I think most of them were almost good, it was almost perfect, but maybe you can work on the walking part. You did walk on the small steps, small steps, small steps. This area is spacious enough for you to actually walk around more, right? And then come back. So the walking part, you can maybe think on and work on more. And maybe you could have ended your story with a bang, with maybe the moral of the story, a strong conclusion, and that would be perfect. Overall, I think again, you did an awesome job, and keep doing what you are doing or what you were doing, and you are actually on the way to success. So thanks so much.
A minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Next we have Noor Zafrina. Noor Zafrina.
Good afternoon. I think that you did a good start in bringing the energy to the room. The energy transferred to all of us, the contestants and the participants and the audience. A good start on the gestures as well. I really like that we use the gestures to express the event, like the car and the driving. I love that you use a personal story while using the story about your friends and personally what happened and many years ago. You remembered every detail and shared it with us. I love the vocal variety as well. When talking about the friends, you played a role played and a good vocal variety to express as the friends instead of just telling us. You express yourself as a friend, and then it's easier for us to understand you telling the story as well. So good job on that. I love the eye contact with everybody. It was good, and we could connect with our story as well. And good attire as well, was very professional attire. I love the place, the space that you used, was a good use of space walking around. And we can all relate to some people can relate, they also because they are present like them. So some can relate also, maybe hard or for some people, maybe easy to find. I love the smile that you put on your face, when smiling, when talking and speaking, the nice positive vibes came across the room. I think that do more of the voices of the friends and more playing the voice of the friends to change a bit more when you're talking in your friend's perspective. And maybe a scenario of the friend that didn't pass, maybe you could do a scenario of how he would feel after so many times that he didn't pass and his other friends didn't make. Up the good energy and good understanding. Thank you.
Moving on silence for the judges to mark the facts. Alicia Polenchia. Alicia Polenchia.
A very good afternoon to judges and members and guests, and especially to Toastmaster Zafar. Congratulations to Toastmaster Zafar. Today, I will evaluate you based on what you did well and what you have done better, so the rest of us here can all learn together. First thing first, he used a time-tested way of engaging the audience, which is using story. As you know, facts tell, story tell, and Toastmaster Zafar, you did very well. His story was very authentic, and it was all about three guys. I thought it was him alone, but he brought up three guys, like the Musketeers. And the story was so authentic. I'm sure it engaged the audience, and it actually reminded me of my own experience driving. I did one time, but I gave up. So the best thing about the story is his message. He had a very strong message that people are very different. Even at young age, they think driving is something that makes them mature, fine. But different personality took it differently. And the person never give up. So it inspired me, and I'm sure it inspired the rest of the audience here to not give up. If I hadn't given up, I maybe become a better person or richer. I may not even be here. And he used a lot of humor to make us even more engaged. Like about the driving, finally, he's driving on the road, not a toy car. Okay. Now, what can we learn together that can bring his speech to another level? He used a lot of gestures, and his voice volume was high and low, had good emotions. But I felt that if he could put in more emotions, get out of the comfort zone, I feel I cannot go further, right? So I want him to go out of the comfort zone to show extreme excitement. Like, oh, finally get to learn fast driving, jumping up, or something like that. He was very still, okay? And then the other part where he failed, he could really fail and try to cry. I know town men don't cry, but here's the opportunity to cry. Men are still human, right? So all in all, I feel that Toastmaster Zafar, you are an accomplished figure. You had a very authentic story, very authentic, engaged us, gave us a very strong message. But if you could go beyond the comfort zone, give us extreme emotions that will bring you to the next level. And maybe perhaps an excellent speech. Back to you, Toastmaster.
This was our final contestant. I request all of us to be silent till the judges have marked all the ballots and tally counters have collected all the ballots. Chief Judge, please let me know when the ballots. Thank you. Thank you everyone for being such a supportive and a great audience, very receptive. It's 4:28. Let's meet again at 4:40 and we go on an impromptu speaking journey and see what's running in everyone's mind. Thank you very much. Okay, there are some more snacks, help yourself. There are some more snacks. I relax a lot. I'm relaxing. Training of you. And sorry. Every year recycle. Must make this something.
But you are still behind.
I'm still there, supporting cat. I am no longer the hero or the villain. So let's all the world is. This time our next show is going to be all the other. We don't have how many. 80. We had 20 seasons, some of them guy, I am very sure that. He's got his daughter here.
I could see that someone had tried it, Alicia, being a brand. Going back again. Every 2 minutes I could feel like someone is dragging Alicia back. Actually, finally studied all that thing.
The boy is calling me. Yeah, I can be very good. By the way, this year my resolution is for. I need to, age rate not to say, I need to be kinder.
I thought really,
Wait,
you were telling me that.
Be kinder to yourself.
Psychologically kind of.
And then finally. Nobody should ever.
You get that Singapore cut and you looking at it. Yeah. And then you can. But I saw the video actually.
I want to invite
But we should have like one. Then I. No. I can't find it. No water after fire. Water. No water.
Okay, friends, I have a question to you. Is anyone at reading minds? Is anyone here good at reading minds apart from Sanjay? Can you read minds? It's saying, is anyone here good at reading someone's mind?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Any mind readers here?
They only, you have to pay, then they will tell you yes. We know.
But there is a Toastmaster way of doing it. Give that person a tabletop. And immediately what's running in the mind will come. And here we are for our third segment of today, the table topics contest. Welcome back, everyone. The purpose of table topics contest is to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more competent speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training to encourage the topic from
Oh my God.
all and to read and understand what's running in everyone's minds. To be eligible to compete, each contestant must be a good member of good standing of Whampoa Toastmasters Club, and Whampoa Toastmasters Club also needs to be in good standing. And that has been verified and notified to the chief judge. I think Saju is like, okay, same story. 8 to 3, thank God there are only 3 formats of contest. As contest Toastmaster, I have briefed the contestants on the contest protocol, and the speaking order has been randomly selected using random.org, randomized twice, and this is the speaking order for today. Sanjeevan Balan, then comes Willie Fangvini, then is Noor Safrina, then we have Alicia P. Chia, and the ultimate candidate being Srinivasan Sodhir Kasina. And one important instruction has been clearly reiterated. I think now it has created some strong impact on the contestants. The speaking area. I'm showing you a demo. And if I were to be evaluated, then you will agree that I'm walking correctly into Singapore stage. Some points to note here. All contestants shall receive the same topic and shall speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Contestant who speak less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes 30 seconds will be deemed as disqualified for today. Timing will begin with the contestants' first definitive verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. Green light will be shown at 1 minute, which will stay put till 30 seconds. Yellow light will be shown at 1.5 minutes and remain for another 30 seconds. Red light will be shown at 2 minutes and it will remain unchanged till the speaker wishes to stop and call it a day. No audible device such as a buzzer shall be used for the overtime period. There will be a minute of silence. Indeed, a minute of silence. After each contestant for judges to mark their ballots, when the final contestant finishes speaking, we'll request all of you to please remain silent until the judges have completed the ballots and tallied out the results of the ballots. Once again, thank you very much for switching off your mobile phones and electronic devices to silent mode. And that magic area is still there. Contestants can leave their electronic devices safely. We will take care of them more than you for this short span of time until the tabletop is over. And now the moment we have been waiting for to see what's running on in everyone's mind. Chief Judge, are your judges ready?
Yes.
Contestants, are you ready?
Yes.
And audience, are we ready to experience fun?
Yeah.
Let the contest begin one more time. I will bring out 3 magic cards here, and I will invite our chief judge to pick one, which will be the table topic for the contest. Thank you. So this is the chosen one. May I request the SAA to please escort Rini, Zafrina, Alicia and Srinivasan to the recording room and let Sanjeevan stay here. The contestants have been told during yesterday's meeting that how the announcement will be made for this contest. So as a demo, I will tell you the first speaker here. I will be calling the contestant's name and I will read out the topic. Then we will give an applause. After that, again the topic will be read, the contestant name and the stage is for the contestant. Now I am going to open the not so middle envelope that Chief Judge has picked, and here is the topic. Interesting. Oh. Sanjeevan Balan. Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Sanjeevan Balan.
in a gentle way, we can shake the world. This was a quote said by Mahatma Gandhi. Ladies and gentlemen, we all go through challenges in life. We all make mistakes in life. And we sometimes do things out of certain desires, which can hurt someone. And that is where you will make enemies. But you will not want or expect the people around you to always remember the mistakes which you have done. Because if that is so, I think I will have made 1 million enemies. That's it. So we want friends, we want people around us to appreciate us, to grow. But for all the mistakes we've done, I'm sure there may be people who have been hurt. If all of them have become your enemies, till now, nothing will prevail. So, nothing wrong, right, in forgiving your enemies because you want to make friends. But never, ever forget those things which was done to you. Why? Not because you want to take revenge and create more enemies. It's because you want to learn from it and make it as a lesson for you to go further in life. It's like stepping stones, step by step by step, step, you reach success. So, ladies and gentlemen, forgive your enemies, but never ever forget or forget whatever has been done to you. With that, thank you.
A minute of silence for the judges to mark their answers. Who leads from Vivi? Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Really fun meaning.
Afternoon, everyone. Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Yes, correct. Because I go through this kind of things previously. If you if you don't forgive your enemy, you will always have a heartbeat. Like you will always use that whenever you think back, this ever happened before, and then you will always be you're not able to have a normal way to treat your enemy. But in our life, I will try to not to set any people as an enemy because we can always make friends and can learn from them. Whoever person goes your life as a meaning, probably they come to teach you a lesson, or teach you a skill, or help or input some new idea to your life. So for me, I will always agree on this sentence. Like I will always forgive my enemy, but I will never forget whatever happens and never forget you did such things on me. Because we won't give another, we won't want to make the same mistake again and again. If you forget this, which means you are very forget, for like, you never have a lesson learned among these things happen on you. So forgive, make us feel like we are open minded because we are not someone who always think the bad things, but we need to learn from the lessons. So I will not forget you did such things on you. You always be an enemy, but you can be also be a friend in the future, or can be someone meaningful for my life. But if you did something bad to me, you will be the enemy before. Thank you very much.
Minute of silence for judges. Nur Zafrina. Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Forgive the enemy, but don't forget. Nur Zafrina.
Good afternoon. Have you all ever had a friend, a really best friend that you can rely on? And you have always been out and told every secret to that one best friend. I have had an amazing best friend. She was with me as a friend for a few years or a couple of years until she went. This topic realized me to her very much. I would not like to forgive her in the beginning, but now I'm still feeling my heart into forgiving her because she just vanished out of thin air without any contact or even no online contact. I can't send letters to her anymore. So I'm still feeling to forgive her, but I will never forget her. All the memories are still fresh in my mind. All the times and places that we went and been to are still fresh in my mind. So as I may be healing to forgive her, I will never forget her. Thank you.
For silence. Alicia P. Chia. Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Alicia P. Chia.
A very good afternoon to contest chair, members and judges. Anyone here has enemies? Oh, they're not saying. Well, of course, some may not have enemies. You may have a good life with enemies, but you might have come across or had some difficult situations where there may be misunderstanding and they may lead to deeper feelings, and then they become enemies. They may badmouth you, but this word is very small. If they badmouth you, it will come back. And there was recently one incident. The person was a good friend of mine, but due to some misunderstanding, the person badmouthed me. And I came to hear about it. But I decided that making more friends is more important than going after the enemy. Time is very precious. If a person hates you so much, should you slap the person back? No, in the Bible says turn your other way, let the person slap you, right? So forgive your enemy. And perhaps the worst enemy, your number one enemy could be who? Your myself. That's it, yourself. So spend time with your loved ones. Forgive yourself if you're the worst enemy. Or if your enemy is out there, it's all right. Because at the end of the day, making more friends is more important than going after your enemy. Meaningful relationships are very important. They will give you the greatest joy. And when you have the greatest joy, your life will transform. And that's why I try to step over, I can't step over. I wish you all the best.
Srinivasan, Kasinath. Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Forgive your enemy, but don't forget. Srinivasan, Soren, Kasinath.
Life is a funny way of teaching things to you, has a funny way of teaching things to you. And one of the best instruments that he uses to teach you is giving you enemies. Because your enemies make you want to become better than what you are. Because when an enemy compares himself to you, the best victory that you can have over him is making him feel that he's behind you, not in front of you. So learn to forgive your enemy. Not because you love him, but because you learn from that, and then Never forget the lesson that he taught you and use it to better yourself. It's always about bettering yourself. I'm basically an engineer, mechanical engineer, a non-traditional Indian engineer, because normally Indian engineers are supposed to be software engineers. I'm a hardware engineer. But the thing is, in engineering, we always try to improve upon our processes, our yield, everything by small percentages. Because you cannot improve by 100%, but every day, if you try to improve by 1%, at the end of the year, you would have improved about 365%. So learn the lesson that your enemy is teaching you and forgive him for the stupidity that he has, but make sure that you develop your intellectual capabilities and you achieve what you want in life. And never forget, he is the instrument who taught you how to become a better person. Life is always about learning from your experience. Like I said in my previous speech also, experience, experiment, and expectation. These 3 points are very important in life. Use your experience to experiment in your present and then have a better future. Because yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a present, and that's why it's called the present. It's a gift given to us by God, so we can make better use of all the capabilities and resources that we have within and around us, so that we can have a better future. Learn and listen and forgive your enemy, but never forget to listen. Back to you, Congress.
This was our last contestant in our Toastmastery mind reading session. And we will have silence till the judges have marked their final ballots and tally counters have collected all the ballots. Chief Judge, please notify them. Thank you.
All balance of those.
Mira.
All balance of those.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being a part of Whampoa Toastmaster Spirit. Now it's the time for presentation of certificates. First, we will be presenting certificates of participation for all the participants. So the gift that you get, participants, a certificate will be flashed, which will be mailed to you, and a photograph will be. Well, you can't expect all the great things to happen, right? Sometimes you should forget and forgive for whatever is being given, okay? Be kind. Okay, so we start with first participant, Toastmaster Vinny Farm. Sportsman of Whampoa
Really?
for evaluation, table topics and international skills.
So this is.
Don't block the name, don't block the name.
Who's taking the?
Hey, you're blocking the name. Sit down.
Oh, okay.
Stand up.
Okay. You stand there, I stand here and we go.
Yeah, you can.
You can stand at one
Stand
side.
nearer lah, nearer to
Yeah.
the. Y'all can stand there, y'all can stand there.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's like you quarrel, you know, stand away from
Shake hand lah, shake hand lah, shake hand.
Ah.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. Next we have. Drum rolls. Noor Zabrina.
All right.
I think Africa would have had a tough time evaluating the test sheet.
It would have been sweet revenge.
Sweet. Yeah.
Her daddy, no? So she can be brutal.
Right.
Thank you very much. Sabrina. Next we have. Thank you, Mr. President. No, no, Sharon.
It's okay.
Okay, thank you. And next we have. Srinivas. And next we have Alicia.
What does P stand for?
Oh,
Oh, Lily.
All right.
Alicia, oh, Alicia.
Thank you.
Right here.
Next.
Yeah.
Has the certificates of appreciation for the appointment holders without whom the contest is. First, we have a token of appreciation for our timer.
And Ray and
Timer, Ray, can we have you on stage? We're sending you to further testing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next, we have Timer Deepshika. Next, SKA, and we I have to decipher the color coding what has been put. Okay.
Yeah.
Shaman,
Photo, video program.
thanks a lot, Shaman. For Shaman, I really need to make one comment. This is what I like about Toastmasters, like we are not bound by any hierarchy. Here, no, there is nothing called a big position or a small position. For the audience to know, Shaman is the current division E director and he is like so normally doing an SAA role, which is like really exemplary, a big not a whole. Thank you, Shaman. Next we have Jay. Home brewed coffee. Thank you, Jay. Now we to
Judges all are not here, so I think now will not.
we need to wait for tally counters and team judge. They need to wait.
How do you do it? How do you do it? Contest में वाला you shake hands with all these people,
So actually, I wanted to use this time, Vasu, while the chief judge is coming in, anyone, generally we do candidates, right? So that is like, sort of, we thought, just come out of that norm and we try to understand whoever is present as audience, like anyone,
feedback.
any feedback you have or how you like the contest, the stage is open for anyone. You may come to the stage and share your thoughts. Our guests, our preference to all our guests. Anyone wants to share anything? You may use this chance to promote any event you are part of, any Toastmaster event that is coming. The stage is all yours. Or you can tell about your club, when do you meet so that we can come over and hop your club and.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Okay, thank you. And this one for the awesome contestant who still doesn't know why he signed up for this work.
That's you, right?
Yes.
जी बताते हैं इसमें
Thank you. Yes. So the chief judge is back and we have the tally counters also. Can we invite our tally counters? Can we have the tally counters? Tally counters. Salva, can we have Salva? Thank you so much, sir. Next, we have tally counters, thanks you also to our.
SKA one take a break.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Very much. Next, judges. Now I would like to invite our chief judge for making this contest happen and accepting the role in such a short notice. Thank you very much for all your support. We are panel of the chief judges. And I will, since the judges are supposed to be anonymous, I don't know who they are, how they look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass everything for your. Thank you very much for this. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Before I announce the results, are there any protests or are there any protests? Because it's final and final. Thank you very much. Now I have the results with me. I invoke upon all the forces in the universe to read the results correctly and not have any more Miss Universe moments here. Or I should read correctly what so specific to understand what that guy wrote and wrote down. We begin with the results for evaluation. Let me start with a news. Well, the news is good, there are no time disqualifications. And all of you are winners in their own accord, just that today, some things stood out. Well, I did judge you. Okay, you all are winners for me. The third place winner in Whampoa Toastmasters evaluation contest is, drum rolls please. Toastmaster Winnie Farr. The certificates will be mailed to you separately. The second place winner for evaluation contest is all right. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. And the winner is Toastmaster Steve. The evaluation contest results, and next we have the international speech results. Let me again give you good news. Thanks for it. The person who has been placed third today is Toastmaster Alicia Chia.
Wow, true man. A silver one.
Thank you. And the second place winner is the person is towards my left. Any guesses? Toastmaster
Everybody's.
Srinivasa. And the winner who is going to represent Whampoa in the area contest for international speech is the person who took the task of going down without an elevator or stairs, and I pray that never ever he gets that chance. Let's master it.
Going down, who went down? Don't get mad at this.
Table topics. The good news is that nobody has been disqualified for that. And the third place winner is the biggest enemy that you will have is you yourself. Toastmaster Alicia. Some of what people speak at table topics that remains in our mind. That's the magic of table talk. And the first runner up today is Toastmaster Sanjeev. And the winner who is going to represent Whampoa Toastmasters Club in the area of this is Toastmaster Srinivas. I really like this part in the next. Thanks. Yes. So the winner of each format of contest will be representing Whampoa Toastmasters Club in the next area level contest, which is to happen in February 24th. And is the place CC, which is just next to Williams MRT station. And with this, the day has come to an end. Eventful Saturday. See, this is what, when we are committed on something that happens. We were 6 minutes behind schedule and now we are 6 minutes, exactly 6 minutes ahead schedule. 5:24, 5:1. Thank you very much for your gracious presence and wish you all a great journey back home and good rest of the week. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. See you again.
Thank you.
It depends on the bulb or, if it is coming, I know she's getting what will happen to the. So you are placing 50 on then you go back to let you know.
Yeah.
To me, I go to the